Hey guys, happy Monday, happy start of the week. I wanted to come on because I received the most rude comment and I just have to vent. It begs the question, is it too much? Now, the comment was in not even a current video, one of my older videos. I guess some of the weirdest comments on my older videos. They come up on people's suggested list, recommended list, whatever you want to call that YouTube does, based on apparently what people watch. And the comment was essentially, I'm not going to read it word for word, but what I take from it is I was excited, sharing my love for one of my dolls, not even a current doll I have in my collection, mind you, but one of my very loved dolls, past dolls, and the comment was a bit over the top and it seems a little bit fake. Why am I giggling? Because I believe it was from an outsider. I believe that it was not, if it's a doll person, they're not quite fully into the doll hobby. And why do I say that? It's nobody that I recognize. But a true collector that loves the art of babies, that loves the art of dolls, the realism that's involved and all that goes into these creations, they understand why we ooh and ah and are so amazed and we just oogle over our dolls, because as we look at them we take in the appreciation. There's a deep connection and true feelings and emotions that come out towards these dolls. So it begs the question, is it too much? Are we too much, us collectors, in our doll hobby, when we get excited, we get giggly? Like, I squeal in excitement at times over something related to this hobby. I have for many years. I get very excited over a lot of different things. And it's not always over dolls. It could be over something that I've wanted as an accessory and finally gotten my hands on. It could be as simple as that. But because of the enhancement that that item may bring to my current doll in my collection, it just adds that layer of excitement and just all of what we feel when we interact with our dolls, when we take pictures of our dolls, when we look at our dolls. And I'm showing you Henley here, who I still have not changed out of this outfit because I absolutely love it on her. I literally think that this is baby perfection right here, like to a T. This baby couldn't be any more perfect, honestly. She's gorgeous. And we have sun today. It's not really coming in, but it's out there. It's bitter cold, but there's sun, so it makes me happy. But ultimately, I'd love to know, do you guys out there think that some collectors that get very excited, is it too much emotion that we share? Do you think it's too much that we put towards our dolls, like in box openings when we're so excited you could just feel the squeals bubbling over as we're sharing and showing who's come home? It's a really good question. And I think for some collectors that don't have as much emotion involved, and there are collectors of every kind out there in the doll community. Meaning, like, there are some that really are just completely, fully involved and their emotions come out. They share it, they show it, and they're very over the top. Ranging from that all the way to the polar opposite of the spectrum, as people are just kind of matter of fact when they get a new doll or something they're sharing for their doll, and they're very non-emotional. Even though they may inside, they are enjoying it and they're excited about it. They just don't show it or share that excitement in the same way in their videos or posts. So it begs a good question. See, the weirdest comments bring the best questions, and it provokes good conversation. Things that I don't necessarily think about because I've never really thought about, do I get too excited in my videos? Do I get too over the top? Does it seem like I'm coming off as not authentically happy? Or I don't know. It's a very interesting thing to me that literally just went, that song, Things That Make You Go, That's what went through my mind. And then I went into my nursery and I'm looking at Henley and I'm like, how can you not have emotion or feel something? I mean, isn't that what draws us to the dolls that we buy? Because we have an emotion, we have a pull to them, we see something about them that makes us fall in love. That's what it is for me. Like, seeing the baby, something about the baby, could be the sculpt, it could be the painting, it could be any number of things, but it's something that draws us to the dolls in which we have brought home. And we see the absolute stunning beauty in which they are in every doll we have, in various kinds of dolls, it doesn't matter. But that tends to pour out of most people when they make a video about a new arrival or share a new doll's details. Like, you can tell by the sound of the collector's voice. You can tell by the things they say to describe the doll, how, they feel about the doll. And to me, that's what keeps me in the hobby, is the emotion that's attached. The feelings that I get when I look at these works of art, the heartstrings in which they tug at. It's all of those things. And so, of course, whenever I make a video, I do tend to ooh and ah over my dolls. I still do that with Monroe. And I think that's the fun of it for me. I think when I lose that excitement and I lose that feeling and the awe, like, I still just sit and stare at Monroe. I'm still in awe of the beauty of the artistic creation in which Claire's hands brought that baby to life for me. I just find it so amazing. I've done the same thing with every one of the dolls that I currently have in my nursery right now. Henley's another one. Look at her. Like, I think that the sculpting paired with the perfect painting is just perfection. Like, it really is. Like, I look at her and it's like, how's that baby not breathing and squirming around and moving? But I can sit and just ooh and awe. I can totally do that for any length of time. But when I come on and make a video for you, like, I'm excited to share how I feel about the baby, how I feel about the work of art that I'm lucky to have. And I think that's also what draws in different subscribers and viewers that come back. I think they like the excitement that we exude about our dolls, about our collection, about the things we find for our dolls. I think that that's a unique or is it a characteristic? No, I think it's a unique. It's a uniqueness to our hobby that may be a little different than all other hobbies out there. Because there is such an emotional attachment to these babies, because they resemble living babies, that we have that additional layer of emotion rather than any other collectible. I will say that because I collect many things. But baby dolls, realistic baby dolls, and other kinds of dolls, there's just something more, there's something additional that's just a more of an emotional attachment that I don't get from handbags, even though I love my handbags, or shoes, or designer clothing, watches, jewelry. There's something about these babies that just is so much more. And I can't help but exude that in my videos, in the pictures, in the posts that I make on Instagram, because that's truly how I feel, and I want others to know just how much I adore the dolls that I have. Not only that, but the artists as well. I want them to know how much I love their work and adore and appreciate all that they put into them, you know? So, yeah, so I'm curious to know your thoughts. Do you watch certain channels that you find that they're just a wee bit over the top for you and it's too much? The way that they oogle over their dolls? Does it bother you? Does it bother you if I'm oogling over my dolls? Like I'm really curious and want to know, because it's a topic of interest, because it never occurred to me until I saw that particular comment. And I've not seen it before and I've not seen it since, but I mean, it just was posted. But I'd love to know your thoughts. So as other collectors out there, even those that, you know, that don't make videos or post pictures or things like that, do you find it annoying or too much and a bit over the top, or seems like not authentic or a bit fake in the, you know, overjoyedness that we share? You know, like, it's funny because when I'm doing a box opening, I do so few of them ultimately. I used to do a lot of them, but, you know, in the last few years, I've done very, very few. And when I get a baby, I think it's also not just the excitement of the doll itself, but the box opening, the anticipation of being able to do a box opening for the first time after not having one for a long time. So that also is part of the serious excitement. And maybe that could be also what the person could be sensing. I don't know, but it was literally not a comment made on a box opening video. So I you know, but it's an interesting question. So feel free to share your thoughts. I'd love to hear your feedback. But I think we're all kind of in the same boat, that even if you don't video your box openings, if someone were to video you and just watch you in the raw and you weren't aware that they were videoing you, you'd probably be squealing and overjoyed more than you might realize. Because I don't know, I mean, there's times where I have had people in the house when I've done a box opening, and you can tell that I'm heard, so I keep it very low and very cool and calm and collected and not super excited sounding. So someone might think that I didn't like the doll in that video. But I recall the circumstances around it were that there were people in my my partner's office, which is right outside the nursery, and I had to be quiet and I had to be subdued, which is not normally how I ever am in a box opening video. But it's an interesting topic. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think it's wonderful when, and I tend to be very drawn to fellow collectors that you can feel their excitement, you can feel the love that they have for their dolls that emulates through video or through picture taking. Those are the collectors I'm very, very much drawn to, the ones that are not afraid to share their emotion, because I feel like it makes it more special. It makes me love their doll more when they love their doll and share with us how much they love their doll. So I think that's a big part of also what I actually enjoy. I don't know if you guys do or not, but yeah, feel free to let me know if you think that that's a thing, or if we are all blissfully ignorant in the doll community and we are unbothered by high emotions and varying, you know, up, down, all over the place emotions when we share our dolls. I'm just curious. But look at this sweet girl. How can you not look at her and go, aw, she's so precious. And she's laying on her little blanket that is the little elephant with the tutu. I also have the sleeper that matches it, but I love this. It's a muslin blanket, and I really love it, and I just think it's a really cute little backdrop for her to lay on. She's so beautiful. Literally every way I lay this baby, she lays so naturally and beautifully, like a living newborn would. It just blows my mind no matter how I put her down. And I didn't really adjust her a whole lot when I put her on her. I just put her there. And that's kind of how she fell. I didn't drop her, but you know what I mean. But she's just perfection. Oh, I just love this sculpt so much. So there's little Henley, guys. I hope you're all having a great start to your work week. I am glad that the day is almost over. But feel free to share your feedback on this particular question. I really like to hear people's thoughts. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And we will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.